Good afternoon, everyone. At the moment it is, it's not the afternoon, still the morning, 11:26 on a Monday, and we are in a new location somewhere. Now today's vlog, I'm probably going to be talking about this quite a lot. Why it's important as a landscape photographer to travel and explore new areas. Now, you don't need to go too far. I am maybe 2.5 hours away from Skye, really not far at all. I am in Argyle, near Lochgoilhead, at a place called Lochgoilhead. Probably said that horribly wrong, but I'll put the word up here, or there, maybe there, possibly there. But as soon as I arrived here and started looking around, I've had to work 4 days before I've managed to get some time off to get out with my camera. But it's just inspired me, refilled my energies to take my camera out. Maybe it's Scotland, maybe it's new locations, maybe it's something. But I have to say, since arriving here, all I have wanted to do is get my camera out. So let's hope we find something good, eh? Only a 5-minute walk away from my house. This place might be pretty good. Fingers crossed anyway. Right, on we go. So I've only been walking about 10 minutes really. Not walked that far at all, but that little burn that I showed you earlier, it's got so many waterfalls, and it has a really mixed woodland down either side, which is going to look amazing in autumn. It really is, and that's why it's worth going new locations, going for a walk. Like, don't get me wrong, today is pretty, Scottish pretty, where the blues and the greys complement the mountains. And it isn't the same everywhere. Where I've just been, in the northeast of England, I don't think I'd venture out on a day like today. Might go down to the beach, might look quite nice at the beach. But there's something about Scottish mountains, the dark midsummer greens, and them clouds with all that texture, and every so often some dappled light on the mountains. It's really special. It really is, and it's something you only really appreciate when you're surrounded by mountains. I was walking along and I got distracted. Now I am sorry if this camera is shaky, but this ground is very hard to read. Very hard indeed. But this was my distraction, and what a distraction it is. Look at that waterfalls. What? They are absolutely magnificent. They are beautiful. That free tier with the rocks getting washed over, last year's autumn leaves. And look at the frame! Oh my god! Look at the frame! Oh, I sound like an absolute dope to get this excited over something like this. But I really am just that excited, not a dope. But isn't that incredible? Look at that! Now, how do I get down there without landing on my ass? Now, autumn, I have to have a ultra wide angle lens by autumn. My 24-70 on a full frame, don't get me wrong, it'll work, but an ultra wide angle lens on this is pretty, man. Right, let's work out this composition. So I'm going to try something different. Normally with a scene like this, I would start at the bottom of the waterfall and I would work my way up doing multiple shots. I don't want to do that. I want to save that for when I get my ultra wide angle lens, and then I'll take it in one image. For this, because it's not autumn and without the ultra wide angle, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get. I'm just going to use 24mm on my full frame, and that's going to be my shot. But wait until you see my composition. I think it works really, really well. But trying not to fall over on this wet rock, pretty difficult. So this is the composition I'm thinking of. I have got this lovely ridge, this absolutely beautiful ridge that's pointing across to this little plunge pool over here. And what I'm really liking about this is the contrast between the tranquil flat water here and then the raging waterfall that's going on over here, leading you up into this beautiful vale coming down, framed by this lovely tree. Absolutely beautiful tree. And I think that will be a beautiful composition. So what I'm doing now is I'm just looking at my scene, and I've decided to put a polarizer on because there's some water down in the front here, and what I really want to do is I want to cut that glare off that water and make sure that it's nice and dark, just like that. That's going to look absolutely sweet. Now I am filming on the camera that I'm going to take pictures on, and this is the first time I've ever filmed on it. And the bars that make it look cinematic have come down, and I don't know how to turn them off. I don't, I'm sorry about that. But this is going to be the composition, so it's going to be a little bit wider on the sides, and it's still going to be the same length. So I will get a little bit more of this plunge pool just over here, okay? And that's going to look so nice. I've framed it up so the top waterfall's here, leading your eye through with a big S through the scene. And what I'm really liking about this is I'm going to have this leading line guiding your eye across over here, and that's going to look beautiful. Now to get this nice and sharp, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to focus stack this. So I'm going to zoom all the way in, and I can't do that when I'm videoing. That's a shame. Anyway, so I'll zoom in and then I'll focus stack it, and I'll make sure it's nice and sweet through to that top veil at the top, sharp front to back, and that will be my composition. And hopefully it's going to look sweet. I've got faith. But let's get this shot. So for the eagle-eyed viewers out there, you'll have noticed as I was setting up, I didn't put a medium soft edge graduated filter on there, and I didn't need to for the bottom part of my image. I didn't want to adjust it that much. But what's happening is the very, very top layer of water on that final image, it's all blown out. I've lost all detail in it. So I'm going to drop that medium grad filter in so that I can try and reduce the information lost in them highlights, the light bouncing, refracting off that top waterfall. Now if I can control that, that means I've got information all the way throughout my image, and I'm gonna, if I ever did come to print this image, I'm gonna be able to actually print it without little white patches with nothing in it. So I'm gonna drop my medium grad in the top, and I'm gonna adjust it so I've got nothing blown out. I have to stop something and say something. As much as I've missed Scotland's natural beauty, there is one thing I have not missed, and that is their midgie. I am sat down here enjoying myself, having a great old time, taking lots of pictures. The midgies. Oh my god. they stress me out. They stress me out. Little flying things that want to eat it. Whoa. Who came up with them? Who was it? And I've also got some bad news. I'm going to have to go through that same process again of capturing them images because I hadn't locked off my bottom swivel. So my camera's moved. So then my focus stack ain't going to line up, and yeah. Anyway, so let's go through that process again. Midges. There we are, captured the sequence of images again, and then I dropped my exposure to make sure none of them highlights are blown out, especially that rim across the top. So when I get that into Photoshop, I should be able to photo stack, align images, and blend them all together to make a pretty picture, hopefully anyway. But as you're checking out the image, I'm gonna pack up and head out of these midgie infested little burn, because I'm getting destroyed. Did I mention how much they like me? Anyway, enjoy the image. How cool is that? More amazing waterfalls. So pretty. Scotland, you are stunning. You are absolutely beautiful. Now, where do I go from here? I think the only place to go is higher and onwards. But I do have to say, that waterfall, pretty cool. Really cool, man. Anyway, let's see what we can find further up. It is a lovely waterfall though. Third time crossing this bridge now. Still very spectacular. We're on the road. So, when I set off this morning, I did not plan on climbing any mountains, really much elevation at all. But I think I found myself roughly about, I don't know, 300, I don't know, about 250 meters in elevation so far. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm nowhere near the top of there, but this place is so magical and breathtaking on a literal manner, and you just find yourself walking and then walking further and further just to see what's around the next corner. And I have no idea what's around this next corner. I know there's meant to be a Lochgoilhead in a valley somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where this Lochgoilhead is, because I thought it was in the valley down there, but all there is down there is a forest. So maybe it's in this valley. But everyone else that's hiking up here, they have big bags, which makes me think this is a multi-day hike. I've just found myself on it. Fingers crossed it all pans out and I find something spectacular. Sounds like water. Let's see what we found. It is nice to be back in the Highlands. Look at this. Beautiful day. Sky's falling. It's raining. It's beautiful. It's Scotland. I have to say, I've fallen in love with Scotland. Just very, very pretty. So I decided to stop. I'm in no rush. I don't start work until 5 o'clock tomorrow. So if I end up sitting here for a while, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to sit, enjoy, and let this rain pass. Found myself some nice conifers. Got some snacks in my bag. I'm next to a little loch that I thought I'd find in the last valley down. And yeah, life's pretty sweet. But snack time, I think. I'm getting hungry.